How cute is that? Yeah, these are so cute. Neck though, but I like the shape. Hey guys, Madish Bay here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go thrifting. Well, technically the whole week we're going to go thrifting. I pretty much have everything that I need for fall, basics wise, but I still want a few unique pieces to add into my wardrobe, so that's what we're going to be looking for today. So in terms of what I'm looking for, I don't have specific pieces. It's anything that really jumps out at me. I am looking for some dark brown boots because these that I am wearing today are falling apart because the inside is fake leather. So these are just not gonna last much longer. They're already peeling, so I really need to replace them. I'm also looking for low-rise skirts, patchwork. That's something that I want to make eventually, but it just seems like a really tedious thing right now. So if I can find some, that would be amazing. Brown gingham. I would love a tiered brown gingham skirt. I think that's a big ask, but we will keep our eyes peeled. Aside from that, theme-wise, I'm looking for anything equestrian, prairie inspired, anything Victorian, anything countryside. So those are the kind of themes that I'm thinking of going into this thrift trip. Today in particular, we're actually not heading to a thrift store. We're heading to a vintage festival. So that's going to be our first stop. Vintage festivals are perfect for finding really unique pieces because these are curated little booths. Of course, they're going to be higher priced, so we will keep that in mind. Also, this is day 2 of this festival. They had it yesterday, and then this is the last day. So the pickings might be slim, but we're going to go and check it out anyways. But before we leave, let me give you a rundown of the outfit. I have this cream blouse. I've got this leather harness, and then I just have this necklace with all of these little things dangling off of it. Then I have some brown vintage Guess jean shorts that I dyed, and then I have my little equestrian looking boots, and then of course this purse that my mother gifted me. So that is the outfit. Let's go ahead and head out to the vintage festival and see what we can find. We've arrived at the festival. This is going to be a mix of voiceover and me actually talking at the festival, just because I don't want to get copyrighted with the music that was playing in the background. I did find this beautiful vintage dark wash skirt. It had lace at the bottom. It was 100% cotton. It was way too big for me. It was a size 14, and it was priced pretty high at $35, but I wanted to try it on to see what it would look like if I did take out 2 panels to make it more my size. And then you could even have like a little belt here. If you did like a long sleeve, you could belt it.
Or just like this brown. This brown, like this brown.
Oh yes, no, that's perfect. That's an outfit. The belts, my weakness. So cute. It's kind of fun. Isn't that a good one? One of my major concerns going into this was that this was going to be picked through because this was the second day of the vintage festival. However, there were a lot of booths that weren't there the first day that only came for the second day. So there were a lot of things that other people had not seen. I mean, technically this is on my list. I said I was looking for patchwork kind of stuff. I just don't know if the colors are right. I like the slouchy suede bag, but it's not brown enough. This is cute.
Like, that's actually obtainable.
This is cool. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
This is 100% silk. I love the colors. This would be such a good like summer staple or something. Oh, it is missing a little bow. That's so pretty, Ma. Okay, so this is super cute. I love the pinstripe on this. It reminds me of like prairie, primitive, and it is a low rise because I think the rise was like 14. The waist is 14, so it's a low rise. 40 is a little steep, but it is a very unique piece. Decisions. Usually when I go to the vintage markets, I end up buying the first thing I see because you never know if it's going to get snapped up. But this time I decided to look at everything and just go back for the pieces that really stood out to me. And this way I ended up spending a lot less. This was a vintage fry bag that I thought was really cool, but I have enough leather bags and I'm sure this wasn't priced at anything good, so I left it behind. They also had this Coach bag that I spotted, and it had the little prairie lock, but again, I left it behind. I have a lot of bags in this colorway, and I'm really looking for dark chocolate bags instead of tan. Fry inspired, right?
It looks so much like them though.
Yeah, these are so cute. This looks prairie-esque.
That's cute.
That is cute. Very kind of like Prairie style. That's cute. I don't know. I think I just like how slim fitting it is, and it's like a knitted, so it's like easy to like layer, even with like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I wanted to do something where it's still not as cold yet. It does say petite medium though, so it might be too wide. Should I try it? Because what if I use it as like a jacket versus a shirt?
That's what I was gonna say, because of the sleeves.
The sleeves. Back from the festival, I only got one thing, so I will show you guys this later in the haul. But things were so expensive there. Like I knew that they were going to be expensive, but I wasn't expecting them to be that expensive. Anyways, I will see you guys when we go thrifting again in a few days. Morning. I'm actually running late, so I need to do this really quickly. I am headed over to my mother's house and we're going to go thrifting. I don't think I mentioned it before, but when I went to the vintage market, my mother was with me also. We do all of our thrifting together. It's great. So I'm going to drive over to her house and we're going to go and thrift in her area. Cute. Oh, I like the little overalls. They've got stamps for like junk journaling. No woolen scarves today. After looking at the knickknacks, I decided to go and look at the clothing. I found this white blouse, and then I found the exact same blouse in a navy blue, so I decided to grab both to try them on. The clothing here is not as good as some of the other places. They do have a really cool vintage clothing section, but it is priced higher, and it's usually not good pricing. However, I always like to look because you never know what someone's going to donate at a thrift store. I also thought this jacket was really cool, but not something that I'm looking for. Their dressing rooms are so nice. I'm gonna try on this little ditzy floral print top. I think fit-wise, it's kind of like a loose fit. I'm not sure about the color, but I do really like the pattern. I just did a very lazy try on, so it's just on top of my belt, so that's why it looks bulky. I found this white top, and I also found it in a navy blue. I don't know about the V-neck though, but I like the shape and all the other little details otherwise. Really wanted to like this, but I think this is a no. Turns out this top is actually $10 because it's in their vintage section, and I think the color is just a little too off on me. I think it's a little too gray beige instead of like a warm beige, so I'm going to leave this behind. So we're at the next thrift store. We're gonna see what we can find here. At the other one, I only got one thing, so hopefully we can find some more stuff here. I like this top, but I don't like the V-neck on it. And I also don't like the material. This could have been something. Oh, it's like a little baby doll. It's kind of prairie-esque. It's a large though, so not for me. I don't think I've ever gotten shoes from here, but they do have a wide shoe selection. It's just one of those thrift stores that has a lot of shoes, but there's like not anything that you would want. But like the volume and the quantity is there, but just not like the quality. Sometimes I do find really cool belts here. I think there was like a fossil belt here once, but not today. I saw this little peak of something. Looks like a knitted cherry cardigan. Honestly, the more I look at this, is probably Shein, so I'm gonna leave that behind. This kind of reminds me of that one green one we just saw, except this isn't a cream. I don't know the size though, but it kind of reminds me of like a Victorian nightgown. We are on to the next thrift store. I have been to this thrift store maybe one other time, and every time I come, they have tons of belts, but I don't think I've ever actually purchased anything from this thrift store before. Leather belts are my weakness. I have so many thrifted real leather belts, and I kind of need to scale back on them. The bags here were so good. I found this Coach bag. This was only $5. There was some staining and some wear and tear, and also this isn't my style, so I left it behind. I'm over finding cool things and just taking them just because they're well sought after. I'm only getting things that I personally want and is going to work for me. I'm not here to resell. We just got finished with that last thrift store, and now we're on to our next one, but I thought I would show you guys what my mother found. I didn't find anything in there, but my mother found these clogs, super cool, for only $2. And I know I showed you guys some Coach bags when I was in there. Well, I showed you guys a Coach bag when I was in there, and then also a Dooney and Burke bag. I don't know about the Dooney and Burke bag, but I do know that the Coach bag, I think it was fake. I think it was a fake Coach bag. I looked on the inside tag, and the O seemed really small, so I couldn't remember if that was a real one or a fake one. But they did have a bunch of pretty decent bags for very, very cheap. Now we're headed to another thrift store. This is another little hole in the wall. I haven't been there in a really long time, so I don't know how good it's going to be. The last time I was there, I don't think I got anything, but the time before that, I found some really cool, nice leather shoes that had never been worn. So hit or miss, you never really know. We're gonna go check it out. Ooh, and just in time for Halloween. If I changed out the buttons on these, like the checks feel very country. Kind of looks like a smock. Yeah, I would love to find a pair of dark brown boots. I don't want an ankle boot, I really don't. I want like a mid-calf to a full-on boot. Oh my god, these were here the last time I was here. Like, these have been here for years. See the pleather peeling? Don't need any more of that. Oh, look at these.
Oh, that's
Like
cute.
the lace. This is interesting. I love this color palette, like the navy blue and everything. Is that silver though? That's kind of weird. That these are silver, but the rest of the hardware is gold. I would like some leather sandals, something like this. Leather sandals would be nice. These are way too big. Like they kind of have like the horse bridle, and then it's like quilted. This is very equestrian inspired. It's such a cool piece, but I don't think I'd wear it because of the V-neck. And then the color as well. I'm not, like if this was maybe like a chocolate brown, maybe I could justify, but this is like gray and this is like a taupe, two colors that don't really work with my skin tone that well. And it's 100% wool. I'll leave it for another person to enjoy properly instead of just sitting in my closet and rotting. This is like so, I don't know, prairie, Victorian-esque. It's a little candle holder, but in like a porcelain. I don't find these often.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
All right, and you?
Good.
I heard some noise.
Oh, it's me talking to myself in my camera. So that was the last thrift store of the day. I didn't find anything else in there other than that little candlestick holder that I showed you guys. So I will see you guys tomorrow when we hit some more thrift stores. It's day 3 of thrifting. We're at the first thrift store of the day. Let's see what we can find. This store is notorious for blasting music that nobody wants to hear, but their prices are really good. They usually have stuff half off, and you can find some really unique pieces. I don't know who donates here, but there's always just some really cool vintage and a good mix of like high end here for a really good price. Like these Ralph Lauren jeans were $4.94. They were corduroy. It was a really cool look, but I just don't do black clothing. Let's go check out the bags. So recently, the last time, a few times I've been here, the bags have been overpriced. It's got that cool lock, but it looks like fake leather, and they're charging $10 for it. Fake leather.
Yeah.
La Foreign-esque vibes. But yeah, with this peeling off, this has to be fake. This is cool. I don't know if I like it. I don't think I like it, but I like the material. 100% wool. Okay, I do see scarves. So we finished at the first one. We got a few things, and now we're at a Goodwill, so the prices won't be as good as the last thrift store, but hopefully we can still find some unique pieces. I know these are like super popular. I've been seeing people style these. These are a 6.5. They kind of look like the Dark Martens or maybe the Birkenstock Martens. I might try these on. I don't know if this is my style, but cowboy boots have the cutest little sun and moon print on them. And they're like a dark brown. I just don't know the size. We are back from the thrift store. You guys thrifted with me for 3 full days. I have a ton of stuff to show you guys. If you're not already subscribed, you should go ahead and do so now because next week I'm going to be styling all of these items. Today I'm just going to show you guys what we ended up getting and give you guys some ideas on how I might be styling them. I'm actually going to start with something that my mother ended up getting for me. She saw this and she immediately thought of me. It's a cute little prairie hat. And it also has adjustable ties in here. I am going to try this on for you really quickly, and you just tie it, and it's the cutest little sunbonnet. How cute is that? I'm gonna have a lot of fun styling this in the next video. She got it for 50 cents at an estate sale. So you guys were with me when I went to the vintage market, so let me show you the one item that I got from there. I told you guys I probably wasn't going to end up buying a lot of stuff from that vintage market just because the prices were going to be more expensive. Earlier in this video, I mentioned to you guys I was looking for low-waisted skirts, and I found a 100% wool low-waist plaid skirt. This is going to be perfect for fall into winter and obviously winter. This is such a cute piece. It is really long, so I am going to have to hem it myself. And because it's a size 3 to 4, it fits low waist on me. This ended up being $35, so a lot steeper if you just went to your generic thrift store. But because it was 100% wool, I'm always really into natural fibers and trying to make sure that most, if not all of my clothing is natural fibers. I figured that this would be a good buy. I have been looking at some of the English countryside photos, and they have a lot of plaid skirts. I've always been a fan of this style. It's also just a really good neutral color. That's what I ended up getting at the vintage market. There were so many things there. I also saw this one vest that I really liked, but she had it priced way too high, so I ended up not getting it. I did find it cheaper later on eBay, so I'm still going back and forth if I'm going to buy that or not. But anyways, let's move on to the next item. So if you guys remember earlier when we were chatting about the kind of things that I was looking for, one of the themes I mentioned was equestrian, and I found the perfect equestrian jacket. It's practically new, it still has the tags attached, and it's Free People. And look at how cool. It's like an equestrian riding jacket. It's got these really cool buttons. Usually when I see jackets, especially from Free People, they usually have silver hardware, but these are like brass, kind of bronzy buttons, which I really like. Also, it has a little flap open in the back. This is going to be so fun to style. Also, there's buttons on the sleeves. This does have a worn-in look. This also has distressing on it, distressing from Free People, not just wear and tear. You can kind of see on the cuffs that it's distressed. I guess it doesn't have its original tags, but it does still have the buttons attached to it, meaning that this hasn't been worn. I got this for $7.24 from Goodwill. I will say this jacket fits just a little bit oversized, so I might have to do some alterations, but I want to style it first before I commit to doing alterations on it, because once I alter it for myself, other people might not want it. All right, so this next item I got for around $4, and it's this navy blue top. It's got puff sleeves. It reminded me of kind of equestrian, kind of prairie. It also has like a baby doll bottom, and usually I don't do V-necks, but I felt like this would be cute as like a peekaboo moment with some of my bras. It's 100% cotton, extra small, so it fits me a lot better than some of the other stuff. This next store that I went to was a more curated store, so you can go and you can sell your items and they look for certain brands, one of those kind of stores, like a Plato's Closet basically. Not at Plato's Closet specifically, but some of the other ones, they're a little less picky on name brands, and those are the ones that I tend to gravitate towards. So I got this top. This was $8.99, but I did sell some stuff at the time, so I ended up basically getting it for free, or swapping if you want to put it that way. This looks kind of cropped, but because I have a short torso, this fits me like a regular shirt. I have been looking for ditzy floral items for a really long time. It's hard to find the right ditzy print that I'm looking for and colors that I like, but this is such a neutral top. And it also has, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either pointillella or pointella. You guys know the fabric, but it's that fabric with a ditzy floral print on top of it and this nice neutral cream, and then it's got these blue faded flowers. The only thing I don't like about this top is the buttons, so I'm going to switch out these buttons for some dark brown buttons, and I feel like it's going to blend seamlessly into my closet after I do that. The buttons on there now aren't bad, they're just kind of boring, and I feel like this top would come to life if it had some dark brown buttons, so I will do that before I style it with you guys. But how cute is this little top? Let's move on to the next item. If you guys remember the store that we went into and we were looking for anything that wasn't pink tags, I found two things in there that weren't pink tags, meaning that they were half off. So this skirt was originally $4.94 and I got it half off of that. When I was listing things that we were looking for, I told you guys I was looking for low waist skirts. The brand is J. Crew. It's a size 6, meaning that it's going to fit lower on my waist. Usually in skirts, if I wanted to wear it at my actual waist, I'm more of a 2. But 4s and 6s, I can wear low waist. And this skirt has a slit. It has a slit at the bottom so my boots can peek out because I've been wearing lots of boots. It also has these loops. That's something that I've been looking for in skirts. It's kind of hard to find skirts that have belt loops because I have so many belts and I love pairing belts with my skirts. So the fact that this has a belt loop so that my belts actually stay on and I'm not shifting them throughout the day is going to be so nice. I don't think I told you the material of the last top with the ditzy floral, but that was 100% cotton. So this was 67% linen and then 33% polyester. If this was 100% linen, that would be great. But with the polyester mix in there, it does make the skirt less wrinkly, and with it having a flap at the bottom there, probably works out for the better. And also it just makes the skirt a little bit more durable. And usually when I'm wearing a skirt in the fall and winter, I tend to have cotton tights underneath, so it's not really going to be the first thing on my body anyways. So this next skirt is from the same place that I got the last skirt. It's going to take a little bit of work. So this is the tag, it's tan, so it was half off. I don't know what that is. It's either a 7 or a 3. The person rang it up as a 3, so very happy about that. I think they rang it up as $3.99, maybe. So I got it half off of that, so it was about $2. Because it's bigger, I do have to take it in at the waist, and I'm going to make it so that it fits me lower on my body. This also has buckles, so I can put my belts through it. And the buttons on this are so good. They have these leather buttons, and the whole skirt kind of reminds me of English countryside. Like if I put a sweater on top of this, it would look very English countryside. The waist size is a 20, but because they have elastic in the back and there's also a seam in the back, I can easily take out the seam and just combine these together, and then it'll fit me lower on the waist. I'm so excited to get started on this skirt because I want to wear it out immediately. This green color is so good. I don't have any plain green skirts, so this is going to be a staple in my wardrobe. This next piece requires a little bit of a explanation because it is higher in the synthetic fibers, but let me explain. Look at how cute it is. It's a ditzy floral, it's a sweatshirt, it's a size extra small, but it's an oversized fit, so that's why it looks so big. It's got such a pretty color palette and it matches my loungewear perfectly. So the reason why I've compromised on this piece is because this is something that I'm going to wear inside lounging. When it comes to synthetics being on your body, the real danger is if you sweat and you open up your pores. But since I'm not doing any kind of sports or anything and I'm just going to be lounging around in my house, I did allow myself to get this. Also because of the print, it's going to hide stains a lot easier, so I felt like this was perfect. I do have 2 sweatshirts, but they're from my mother and they're very sentimental, so I don't want to eat with them on, whereas something like this I can be sitting around eating in my house, and if I got a stain on it, I wouldn't care. $6.24. I like how it says medium on the size, but the size tag says extra small. I guess they just put it as a medium because it looked bigger. I love feeling very feminine when I'm just laying around at home. Since that's a lounge piece, I'm not gonna be selling it with you guys in the next video. So this skirt is probably something that's going to need some work as well. I don't have a plain cream skirt. It has a slit in the back. It's 100% cotton. It's got a cool vintage tag. And I ended up getting this half off. Green tags were half off at this thrift store. So it says $4.99. I ended up getting it for, what is that, $2.50 roughly. And it's this nice cream skirt. I love the details on this. So it's got like a V in the back. It's got the slit. And then the hardware on this is like a bronze, which a lot of hardware on jeans, pants, skirts are always silver. So it's really nice to see bronzy, coppery kind of hardware. The only thing I will say is that this fits higher up on my waist, and I was trying to steer away from having too many things that fit higher up on the waist. I do have belts that are high up on the waist, so this will be fine. Also, that's the other thing. This has the belt loops. I've been looking so long for so many skirts with belt loops, and I can't believe I found 3 skirts during this thrift trip with belt loops. These next items I ended up having to buy as a set because that's how they were being sold, even though I only wanted the skirt. So I'm going to show you the least exciting one first. This is a Liz Claiborne. It's a size medium, but this is way too big for me. I got this for $4.99. This I'm not going to be styling with you guys because I'm probably going to resell it or just redonate it because I only bought this to get to the skirt. Now, for the prize possession, the skirt. This skirt is so good. It's got this ditzy floral print. This is true vintage. It still has the tags on it. True vintage 90s Liz Claiborne. So because it's 90s, the style of the skirt is more form-fitting. It's just like a long pencil skirt, but it's in this denim color, but it's really lightweight. This is going to be perfect for right now when it's still a hot fall, and this is also going to be really good come springtime when it's starting to warm up, but you really still want a lot of your body covered. It also has a slit in the back. I've noticed that with a lot of the skirts that I got, they all have slits in the back. This is 60% linen, 40% cotton. It's also petite. I don't have to do too much tailoring on this. I will say because I'm wearing it lower on my waist. This is a size 8, by the way. It has these strings so you can adjust it to your size. So I can wear this low on my waist, no problem. But because I'm wearing it lower on the waist, I do have to go in and do some hemming. But when it comes to this print, I have been looking for a ditzy floral print on so many items. I just love the ditzy floral. So to find it in a skirt, this is going to be so cute. And the last item I have to show you is a bag. Did I need any more bags? Absolutely not. I feel like I have so many bags. But whenever I see a 100% real leather bag, it's really hard to leave it at the thrift store. I kind of have a little bit of an addiction. This is the bag. I think this is so cool, and I don't know why, because I've seen belts with this kind of pattern and I hate them. For me personally, I've seen other people style them and they look great, but for some reason, whenever I see them, I'm just not drawn to it. And this is basically that pattern, but it works in a bag for me. I got this for $8, so it was a little bit more, but it's 100% real leather, and this is such a nice bag. It's got a lot of organization in it. It does have clips if I found a strap to have it crossbody, but with the handles like this, I don't think I'd ever wear it crossbody. I think I would just carry it around like this, have it on my wrist like this. And I just think that this is going to look really good when I'm styling a lot of my outfits with my Mary Janes. Something like this. I also want to put a lacy bow. I feel like lace and this chocolate brown leather are going to look so good together. So like a cream little bow lace coming down. I think that's going to look so good. If I'm being honest, this doesn't really fit in any of the styles that I said I was looking for, but sometimes you just see pieces that you like and you grab them. Also, it's really hard for me to find bags like this in this chocolate brown leather. Every time I find bags, it's either tan or some other funky color, but finding a chocolate brown leather bag like this is so good. I'm so excited to style this. I know I said that with everything. If I'm being honest, I was going to try to show you my favorites, but most of them are my favorites. I think I did really good this thrift haul. I found a lot of things that I was actually looking for, a lot of things that are going to be very practical. I think there's maybe only 2 items out of this entire thrift haul that I'm not sure if they're going to work or not, but the rest of it, I just see it blending very easily into my wardrobe. And I think having a Pinterest board, having styles in mind really helped me make good decisions. I know I went to a lot of thrift stores over the 3 days, and a lot of other people probably would have bought a lot more than I did, but I'm not here for quantity. I'm here for quality, and I'm here for adding pieces that I'm actually going to wear and that are going to fall seamlessly into my current wardrobe. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite item was, and I'm going to see you guys next week when I do the video where I style all of these thrift finds with you. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you then. Bye!